Hey there, I'm going to walk you through how to make an event registration page on For Good Cause, like the one that we're looking at now. These are basically, we call these our event pages. They're basically order form type pages. They're used a lot to sell tickets, sponsorships, other types of products through For Good Cause. Most of the time, they're used for fundraising events like this one that we see here with an organization selling various levels of sponsorships and tickets to their fall fundraiser. Sometimes our clients adapt these to sell membership like this organization, or really any type of product that you might want to sell on For Good Cause, anything you can imagine in an order form type setup. Sometimes these pages, especially when they're with events, they get combined with the other types of pages that you can create on For Good Cause, like our landing pages that are there to promote your campaign or promote your event, or a donation page that's there perhaps to take donations at the event itself. For purposes of this video, I'm going to walk you through making an event page itself like this one for registration. So we're going to jump into our little demo account here for the Bruce Wayne Bat Sanctuary. And if you're ready to build your campaign, your page with us, you're going to click on Campaigns. You'll see your existing campaigns. If you have something that is an event page that you've done before, you always could click the three little dots there and click Duplicate, and then just make the next event page, based on the one that you've done before. For this video, we're going to click Create Campaign and create something from scratch. So to build an event page, you're going to choose Event as your campaign type. We're going to click Continue, and it's going to walk us through 3 tabs here of what we need to configure to build this event registration page. Now, for purposes of our little sample, we're going to use a little fictional event for the Bruce Wayne Bat Sanctuary, which of course is a fictional charity. Something called the Bats and Bow Ties Gala. So the first what we're going to configure is campaign info. And these are some general settings about the campaign. And the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to name this campaign. We're going to name it the Bats and Bow Tie Gala. This is something we might do every year, so I might name that the 2025 Bats and Bow Ties Gala. This is not a name that's shown to donors anywhere on the page. This is just for you to name the campaign so that when you see the registration report, you'll know exactly what registration, what campaign that registration was for. Next thing that we can configure is part of the URL. So your event page will be at 4agc.com/event and then / and then whatever you put in here for the URL slug. I'm going to put in bats. I'm going to put in 2025 Bats Bow Ties. A goal. Let's say we're trying to raise $25,000 for this event. I'll put that in. This is not shown on the event page, the registration page. The only place that goals get shown in our system is on a landing page, and only if you decide to enable that. The payment options, we're going to connect this to our one of our test accounts here. I'll put it on actually this one. And we're going to check off the payment options that we want. Certainly you want to enable the processing fee donation. That's when you're asking donors to help you offset your processing fees. Most of our clients said, no, we do not take that for ourselves, unlike most platforms. So the additional 4% that they mark, that's going to go to you guys. We certainly would recommend that you use Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, checkout if you've enabled that on our system, eCheck if you've enabled that on our system. Sometimes on really big ticket events where you've got a really big maybe sponsorship that you're selling, you might turn on Invoice Me. Maybe you want that corporation to buy that sponsorship or register online, but you know they're going to send you a check afterwards. Let's set up some contacts for the page. This is going to appear in the footer of the page. And Alfred, of course, is our administrator of the charity, so we want to put that in. Now, I do have some colors. I'm going to pull these from another campaign that I've done. So these are hex codes. Which are basically web colors. And you either can choose, you can kind of pick a color scheme from our color picker there, or if you know that, let's say the hex codes for your logo or your theme of your event perhaps, you can plug those in. If you know the RGB values, there are certainly ways you can convert, our red, green, blue values to hex codes. Hex codes are what's used on the web. And on our system, primary colors are foreground buttons. Secondary colors are backgrounds. So set your color scheme for the page. You're going to put a campaign logo. This is really meant to be your organizational logo. So I have something for the Bruce Wayne Bat Sanctuary, and I'll load that up. Anytime you load an image onto one of our pages, we tell you the pixel size that we're looking for. If you size it to that before you upload it, then typically it's going to fit. We have a feature for automatic tagging. As donors or registrants give or register to a particular campaign, I'm going to enable this. This could be useful. I'm going to say Bats and Bow Ties attendee. So what I'm doing there is every time someone registers through this campaign, I'm going to label their contact record in For Good Cause with this tag. This is going to basically later help me to create a segmented list of people who came to the Bats and Bow Ties Gala. This can be good for email. Maybe you're using our MailChimp connection from For Good Cause to MailChimp. This tag can go straight over into MailChimp, and you can pull that maybe to send a reminder email, maybe to send a big thank you email to everybody that came. This could be useful as a tag to see in the 2026 Bats and Bow Ties Gala who came last year. That's going to be a perfect set of people that I might want to invite next year as well. So think about whether you need to use tagging. This campaign, you can apply a date range if you need to. By default, campaigns are active or inactive. If they're active, that means that you can do business with the page. So when I visit the page, I can make a registration, for example. If a page is inactive, then I hit the page, I just get a message that the campaign is inactive and I can't do any business with that. So either a date range can govern when it's active, or you can manually decide when it's active or inactive. If it's a date range, if you do apply a date range to your campaign, you see it grays out the campaign status there. What we do is we look at the end date that you configure. If we go past that end date, then we will automatically flip it from active to inactive. If you do apply a date range, make sure it's in active state before you do that. We won't turn on a date range for this one. We will leave it active. We're going to be ready to use it once we build it. You can put campaigns into test mode by checking this box. Test mode means when I make a donation or order to a campaign, that it will not take money off the credit card and it will not record the transaction in our reporting. You're just walking yourself through the workflow from the page to the thank you screen. Make sure that you never put out your pages to the public in test mode. They will think they are making donations or registrations when they're actually not. So the first thing that we filled in here is campaign info, the name of the campaign, customized part of the URL, what I'm hoping to raise, payment options, contact information, a color scheme, a logo. I've got ready to update. I am going to use the tagging feature, and we're going to click the full green button to go to the next step. The next step, we are configuring the page itself. So we go out and kind of look at that one we looked at before. So you can say it has a headline, it has an appeal, it has an image, it has kind of date, time, location type information, and then you have to configure what it is that you're actually selling. So we're going to do that here on this page here in this next step. So I've got some of this content ready to go. So I'm going to be kind of copying and pasting from Word. The first thing that I'll copy in here is a headline. So save Gotham's Bats at the Bats and Bow Ties Gala. This should always kind of be a call to action. And you've got a maximum length there of 80 characters. The next thing that we'll put in is our supporting appeal. So that appears below the headline, and it's your opportunity to convince someone to come to your event or buy the product that you're selling on this particular page. Again, I've got that ready to go. You can have up to 800 characters for this. I'm going to bold a couple of things here just to give it some emphasis, like the where and the when. So I'm basically saying join the gala to save Gotham's bats. Your support helps protect bat species, restore habitats, and fund vital research. I tell them where it's going to be. I give them a little bit about the event. We're going to have some live music and gourmet dining. And basically telling them the action that I want them to do below on the form: sponsor the event or grab your tickets. Every donation ensures bats have a safe future. So we're going to label the button at the very end when you check out. I'm going to call that register now. If you want on these pages, you can output the address of the event. If I was to do that in this particular case, I would be putting Wayne Manor. Of course, this is not a real address, of course. 1007 Mountain Drive, Gotham City. If you check this box, you actually turn this into a map on your page. I'm going to skip this because we have my where up in my appeal, which is perfectly fine. You also can turn on a start date and an end date on the page. I'll do that just to show you how that looks like. So we're going to go to, this is going to be on June 20th, 2005 at 7 p.m. We're going to go till, we'll go till 7 p.m. You have an opportunity to put some images on the page. If you click here, it'll show you the options that you have on this particular page. So you have a campaign image on the right. You have a banner image across the top. We do recommend that you put at least one of these in here. You want to give a sense of your event or create some type of emotional connection to your donors. Again, we tell you the pixel sizes that we're looking for. I'm going to put in the right side campaign image, and I have a little image here of a black tie event. It kind of looks like it's at Wayne Manor, so we'll use that one on our page here. Next, you're going to configure a thank you message that appears on screen. So this is not what's going to be sent out over email. We'll be configuring that shortly. This is what appears on the screen right after they give. This can be short and sweet. I've got something ready to go here. Add a paragraph break there. It basically, you say you're thanking them for supporting the event and you're reminding them how they're making a difference for your cause. Now, what are we selling on this particular event? What are we selling? So in this case, I'm going to sell two different products. One's going to be a individual ticket and the other one's going to be a sponsorship. And so all I have to do is click Add Product. That creates a line item product that's going to appear on the form. So the first thing we'll have is an individual ticket. The quantity is how many of that you have for sale. So I've got, let's say, 1,000 seats available for this event. For individual tickets, I've got 1,000 slots or spaces or something of that nature. So I'm going to sell that. Price for the ticket is going to be $250 a ticket. Underneath, you've got some settings that you can apply to this particular product. So all you do is click the little settings link there, and that will open it up. Maybe for your event, it's not $250, it's actually free. You can check this box and it will display the word free and make it $0 out on the form. Perhaps you need to limit how many of these tickets are ordered per person, per family, for example. You could set a max cart quantity. How many can I put in my cart at one time? Clients, sometimes do that maybe for raffle tickets or things like that. They want to limit how many per order. You can put in a fair market value. Let's say out on the open market, I would actually have to pay $125 for a ticket for fancy dining at Wayne Manor. So you can put that in. This will work a behind-the-scenes calculation, and on the registration record, it'll calculate an amount non-tax deductible, which gets pushed to the annual statements that you could generate in for a good cause. I might put a description in here as to what I'm going to get for that ticket. I'll just put something simple in here, dinner and dining. Maybe there's benefits, things that you get for this. You can do that. I'm going to add a custom field to go under this product. Custom fields on For a Good Cause can be either text fields, checkboxes, or drop-downs. You can decide whether they are required or not. For this particular thing, if I'm ordering a ticket, I would love to know the guest's name for that so that I know who's coming. Putting your custom field underneath the ticket is really smart with these pages, because let's say someone orders 3 tickets, we will ask for the guest name 3 times. It's a way for you to make sure that you get the right information that you need associated with that particular product. You can set a sale end date on your tickets or products here. Once we go past a sale end date, we will display a message on the form that that particular product is unavailable, no longer can be purchased. I should also note that this quantity that you put in here, as this product is ordered, we will actually deduct from that quantity. So we will be counting it down to 0. Once it gets to 0, we will display on the form sold out. So make sure this reflects how many of this that you have to sell. I'm going to add one more product. This will be a corporate sponsorship. And I probably could have come up with a fancy name for that sponsorship, I'm sure. We only have 10 of these, I'm going to say, and this one is $2,500. And for this, maybe you get 10 attendees. Maybe you get your corporate logo. On the building. And in the program. Think about the benefits that you might have for a corporate sponsorship. This is plain text, so a lot of times I'll put a little spacer in between that so that you can kind of read it pretty well on the form. I'll say my fair market value for this is $500. And a custom field I might want here is, what's the name of your company? And then I might also want the attendee names. I could put this as one big block, or I could, maybe if I get 10, I could say attendee name, guest name 1, guest name 2, 3, 4, and so on. And I'll make those unrequired. Okay. You could add coupon codes if you need to. Maybe you've got some corporate partners that you want to have them come for free. We'll set that up. So I'll call this BAT25, and we'll make it completely free for them. So 100% off for anybody who has that particular keyword. This will create a line item on the form where you can enter your coupon code. You can add custom fields for the buyer. So this is separate from custom fields that we have underneath the ticket. This might be, how did you hear about us? Something of that nature. I'll skip that. And we have a little custom field called add-on donation. So we go back to the example. It adds this field here. Please consider an additional gift, which they can add to their order. Once you've configured all the aspects of the event page itself, click the green button to go to the next step. The last step is notifications. These are the emails that are going to come out from the system on your behalf to say thank you to registrants, donors, anything that's going on your campaign there. So first you must set a from email address. Again, Alfred is our administrator here. I might actually, maybe I should have this come from Bruce Wayne himself, since he is the grand host of this particular event. You want it to come from a real person. You want all your messages to be very personable, person-to-person type communications. For the from email address, this can never be a Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo. It can never be a personal type email. It must be a corporate domain, your business email. You must set up domain authentication with us. That's where we put some entries on your domain to tell the internet that it's a legit place that we're sending emails from for you on your behalf, so that these receipts don't be thought of as spam. If you haven't done that, certainly reach out to us to do that. So you'll set your from email address. Where are these going to come from? Then you're going to set a thank you message. This is for the event page. So this is after they register. I have this ready to go. I'll paste this in. So, typically make this a thank you, remind them how their support is going to help your organization and your community. So, give them a little can't wait to see you there, remind them where this is going to be, the time where they have to be, thank them again, sign this from your team or from a real person. Just make it as warm and as friendly as you possibly can. You also have the opportunity to configure a print thank you letter. So this one will go out automatically on email. You do have the ability in For Good Cause to generate print thank you letters. For this one, if this particular one is for an event, and so I've got something ready to go, and what really occurred to me is the ability, really maybe to send this maybe after they attend the event. As a nice, print thank you letter that I generate, I drop in the mail to them. So I've kind of formatted my language here as, hey, thanks for your attendance. Here's what you've done to support our community. We really appreciate you. I might leave a little space, on this to physically sign it at the bottom. Certainly put something in the margins for that. We do have a little help guide that you can link out to view a sample of kind of how these letters output your logo, donors information, your thank you message, a record of the transaction, the support that they made there. And then notifications back to you guys. So I'm going to check off one of these emails here. You can any email address that should get an alert when transactions happen on this campaign, just enter it, click add, and it'll go in the list checked there. Once you've done that, you click finish and save. So this is, make sure you've got all the notifications set, finish, and save. And then it brings me back to the campaign screen. The link to your page is always available underneath the name of the campaign. So you'll see 2025 Bats and Bow Ties Gala. Underneath that is a little box with the out arrow. That's the link to your page. Click it and then grab that URL. In this case, it's 4agc.com/event/2025-bats-bowties. And then you just link to that from your website, from emails you send out, from social media postings, from direct mail pieces, anywhere that you want to have that person register for your event. You're just driving them into the page that you built with us. And this is how that page came out, with the logo and color scheme that we created, the image that we uploaded, our content here, our form to buy your individual tickets. This is where I could enter that promo code. This is where I can enter that additional gift. The user is just going to choose what they want to buy. They're going to click to checkout. We're going to organize their order for them. They pay for their order. Take their contact information. This page already knows me. We have a little remember me feature. Any custom information that I needed to gather, you can do that. We do have the roundup to help you offset your processing fees. And I should have put invoice me on here. I could have bypassed the credit card stuff. When they click to register, they'll get that thank you email that you sent, and then your staff will get the alert. Simple and straightforward. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions when you are creating your event page. Thank you.